When you go through that whole phase, you realize quickly it wasn't worth it. Man and woman. That whole phase that a lot of us feel pressured into getting into, based upon, peers, um, social circles, um, a lot that stuff is not worth it. If you're young watching this video, I'm gonna tell you something. You ain't missing out on nothing. Of course, every person wants to experience that phase of their life where they just got plenty of options and they just doing whatever they want to do, and they want to feel like the man. And a woman may want to feel empowered. But I'm trying to tell you, it is nothing at the end of that rainbow besides being depleted and regretting a lot of people you got with on a deep, intimate level, right? Because at the end of the day, all you're doing is you're spinning your wheels at a young age, because that's what a lot of young people do. We don't know any better. So I don't fault myself or anybody else for going through a stage where they was just outside and just having their way. You can't fault yourself for that. You're young, you didn't know no better, and you just wanted to follow the crowd. You wanted to be accepted amongst the people that was in that arena of doing that kind of stuff. It's like an initiation into being an adult. But once you have your fun, once you done ran through so many different people, you start to realize that it wasn't worth it, because at the end of the day, there is nothing you have. You get nothing out of it besides a quick thrill. And it's with people a lot of times that you have no connection with. You're basing all your interactions off of how they physically appear. You don't even know them 100%. And you're giving your body to them. You're creating all these soul ties, and you're leaving yourself depleted. You wonder why you feel depressed. You wonder why you feel lonely, disoriented, don't know who you are anymore. Your personality's changing. You don't know who you are because you didn't give yourself to so many people, to where now you're at a state where you don't know where to go, left or right. So that whole phase, that's for the birds. I'm not telling you not to experience pleasure with the opposite sex or whatever way you go, because you gotta grow up. You gotta see what you like, what you don't like. You gotta see what qualities you value and what you don't. You have to go out there in the real world and figure yourself out. But don't feel like you have to go through a lot of people in order to prove a point to other people, or to prove a point to your pride, or to validate your self-esteem or your self-worth. You don't have to go through that phase of just wilding. You can have a few partners and bounce around that little, you know what I'm saying, for a while. You don't have to feel like everybody you run across that you find attractive, you got to knock down, or you got to lay on your back for. You don't have to do that. And this next generation coming up, they are just being misled, because that's all they are getting bombarded with is just sex, 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 sex. That's all they're getting bombarded with. They're not getting nothing else but just, you gotta be outside and you gotta be doing this with her or him, and you gotta be promiscuous. You ain't promiscuous, you a lame. You a cornball, you a goofy. We got to redefine what cool is. Being cool is being a person that got self-control. Having self-control over your body, over your mind, that is something that is so cool. But you won't understand this, young person that's watching this video, or older person. You won't understand this until you get older and you get experience under your belt and you've had your way. And you realize at the end of the day, I gained nothing from that. All I did for the most part was waste my energy and waste my time. Now you're on the other side telling people that it's not worth it. Don't create all these soul ties with all these random people thinking you have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can live a life where you are living your truth, but you do not have to live a life where you're trying to prove to people that you're this person because you want to be accepted and you want to be in the end. You don't have to be initiated into anybody's mindset or way of thinking because the society is pressuring you to go down that route. And if you don't go down that route, you're weird or you're lame. That has to stop. Going through that whole phase is probably one of the things that I regret. And one of the things I'm learning is that I don't beat myself up for it. But I will say this, it had to happen for me to be where I'm at now, where I could speak on it. And I just wanted the next generation to know, like, you don't got to be outside and doing all this with all these random people. You can be a cool dude or a cool girl and be very selective on who you get with. And you can have your little immediate circle of who you want to get with and be cool. You don't have to have a laundry list of partners. You don't have to have a laundry list of experiences with all these different people. For who? Who are you going to show all this stuff to? What does it give you at the end of the day? What do you get from it? Besides the moment, besides the pleasure, what else does it give you? Nothing. Every time you lay down with somebody, you are giving your soul and part of your spirit to somebody else. And you're going to create a soul tie with them that they're going to carry on to the next person. And now you're taking on all their soul ties. They're dumping all their baggage on you on a spiritual level, and you're dumping all your baggage on them on a spiritual level. And what ends up happening is you could be exchanging energy with somebody that has a lot of baggage that's negative and heavy, and now you're carrying it. That's why days later you feel so depressed and sad and confused, and you just feel like, why did I do that? That post-nut clarity is that post-nut clarity is nothing to play with. But I just want y'all to know, y'all don't gotta do all that. You do not gotta do all that. Y'all can be out the way, cooling, living a good life, being selective and being safe and being protected. Y'all don't gotta be out here doing all that wild shit, man. But I'm gone, man. Peace.